Hello there, checking in with my video guys. And now we're going to check in with my radio guys. Okay, here we go. See, it all works out, but it takes a little bit of time. Now, I do have an empty seat here because the Godfather of Gabagool is coming in today. That's right, the Godfather of Gabagool. You'll see him walk in. He's fashionably late. This is what people do today, I guess. I don't know. I start at noon whether they're here or not. So it doesn't matter to me. Welcome to the show. Thank you for tuning in. We're gonna see. We're gonna see if the Godfather of Gabagool comes in this morning. He's supposed to be in here, but first we will say my name is Paul Kalamir. This is your city, your voice, coming to you live from downtown Niagara Falls, Ontario, Canada, in the studios of 4680Q Radio on a beautiful, beautiful day. It's hotter than hell in here. I'm telling you, we got these big windows. The sun streams in, and it makes this place like an oven. And it's like a greenhouse in here. I could bring my plants here all winter, and they'd survive. They'd thrive. That's right. But I'm not a plant. I need cool. I got some padding on me. Yeah. So this is a little bit hot in here. I'm going to be sweating my you know what off before it's all over. But I'm very happy that it's a sunny day, partly cloudy. It's going to go up. I'm not sure what it is out there now, maybe 55, 60 degrees, but it's going up today. And you know what? We're supposed to have a phenomenal weekend as far as weather goes. We're talking about getting up into the 19s, maybe even the 20s. Now, for all of you listening outside of the metric area, which is most of the world, I guess by now, I don't know. Yeah, that's probably about 70 degrees or 75 degrees in October. I'll take it, October 17th. What I hope is that it holds on until the end of the month so that the kids can go out for Halloween and have a nice Halloween with no rain and not too cold so they really, really enjoy Halloween. That's my wish. I hope it happens. I don't know. We don't know till we get there, right? That's the whole thing. So anyway, like I say, we're waiting on the Godfather of Gabagool. So before he gets here, I am going to talk about my sponsors: Wild Bill's Auto Repair and Body Shop, Hamilton Glowstone Lighting, and Pete's Pizza on Victoria Avenue. Now, we look at this weather and we go, "Oh, this is beautiful. I'm not worried about winter. Who cares about winter? My car's going to run fine. Everything's good." But you know what the problem is with that? Is that at the end of the day, winter does arrive. We know we're on the bad side of this whole season thing, and it's coming. So, what has Ken Hunter from Wild Bill's Auto Repair Body Shop done? And he said, "Listen, everybody, don't worry about winter. I got you covered. Bring your car in, and I'm going to give you a free end of summer inspection. I'm going to look at your brakes. I'm going to look at your suspension. I'm going to look at your tires. I'm going to do a computer scan of your car to see if there's any error codes popping up you might not know about. I'm going to look at your fluids, your lighting, and I'm going to take your vehicle for a test drive so you know that everything is fine. Everything's running good. It's honky dory. And if not, we're going to fix it and get you out of here so you don't have any breakdowns in the winter. Be proactive, not reactive to the weather. Get your car in there and get Wild Bill's Auto Repair to check it. And if you get in a fender bender or a major collision, he's got a full body shop. He's going to take your car in, fix it right, and bring it out in showroom condition. You're happy, your car's happy, I'm happy, Ken. So everybody's happy. And I thank you for supporting our sponsor, Wild Bill's Auto Repair and Body Shop. And we'll get to that later now. Now, the Godfather of Gabagool must have got caught up in a sandwich. I don't know. Maybe he's not coming in. He just messaged me about 11:30. So I would say he's coming in. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what he's doing. But anyway, we continue on. The show must go on, even though we have these the fifth natural wonder of the world, the Godfather of Gabagool coming in. We still have to go on, right? And no matter what, we got it. We got it. We got a show to do. No fooling around. It's funny because I put the Godfather of Gabagool's picture on eating a sandwich, and on the internet when I did my post for the show, right? And he was eating a really nice custom grilled cheese sandwich. And somebody got onto the Facebook and said, "I recognize that sandwich anywhere. That's from Meltwich." And so was Sean Norman, of course, the former owner of Meltwich. He sold the business now, and he's actually making some big moves into the New York area, just over the border. So he's concentrating on that. But it's funny though, he recognized the sandwich, and that's a sign of a good sandwich guy, right? He recognizes his own sandwich, and of course, Domenic says that's a terrible picture of him, and I'm going, well, Domenic, right? I mean, it's not a terrible picture of you. You love food. You're like me. You love food. You love good food. This guy, the Godfather of Gabagool, that's why I call him that, is because he makes his own Gabagool with his father. They make Gabagool, they make soprasad, they make everything. And it's really good because he's given me a couple of morsels to deal with. And so, yeah, he's been doing it all his life. His dad's been doing it all his life. He brought the secret over from Italy. So, yeah, so what the hell, right? Um, and it's just good. He's just good. He knows what he's doing. He does it every year. And I don't know if he makes wine or not. But I got a sneaky feeling that if he doesn't do it now, maybe in his younger days, he probably did it. If he still drinks wine, he probably makes it. I'm sure his father did, like most of our grandparents and parents did. You know, anybody who's Italian anyway. But yeah, so yeah, the Godfather of Gabagool, who knows where he is? So we're going to continue on here. We've got a lot of topics to cover, even though the Godfather of Gabagool isn't here. And I wanted to ask him a few. I got a couple of topics I wanted to talk to him about. Um, but I've noticed one thing around the city, and I don't know. I'm hearing a lot of. I'm going to stick around to the city, and I'm going to, especially, particularly Mayor Jim Diodati. And I've been hearing a lot of talk about Mayor Jim, and a lot of people aren't really set on voting for him this time. There's a lot of talk, a negative talk about the mayor and everything he's done or hasn't done, in their opinion, and the look of the city and how it's really gone downhill over the last. Well, I mean, he's been in mayor since 2010, so I don't know how far you want to go back, but it sure isn't as good now as it was 4 or 5 or 6 years ago. It's looking a little bit run down, and I'm getting a lot of people talking about that, and a lot of negative chatter about Mayor Jim Diodati. Now, I don't know if he's running or not again. He said he wasn't. This was going to be it. He had some things he had to accomplish, and once they were done, he wasn't going to run again. So we'll see if he does or not. He still might not have accomplished everything he wants on the agenda he had to do things. So whether he's going to, he's like the Godfather of Gabagool. Is he going to show up in 2026 or not? Now, so far, of course, we haven't heard anything except that he said that was it. This is his last 4 years. But I mean, it takes me back to the election of 2003 when there was a lot of negative rumbling about Mayor Thompson as well, who has stepped down. And here comes the Godfather of Gabagool, late as usual. When you're a celebrity, that's what happens. They come in late. Here he is, the Godfather of Gabagool, who obviously doesn't own a wristwatch. Yeah. Where is he? I don't know. He came in. There he is.
I'm here.
He's here. The Godfather of Gabagool.
Gabagool, you mean prosciutto?
The prosciutto. Yeah, he's the Godfather of prosciutto and soprassato and everything else. Talk right into that mic, buddy.
Test.
You got to talk louder than that. You got to get right into the mic here. Come on.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, boy.
This is a big show, man. You're on video. Do up your button. Get your crotch all ready. Get everything ready.
Sorry I'm late. I went to support locals.
Oh, yeah?
And pick up a coffee.
Oh, good for you. That's good. You support our local business, right?
But unfortunately, they gave me a cup.
Yeah.
And I won't say the business because that's not supporting locals when you do a business like that.
Okay.
The lid doesn't fit the cup. So they taped the lid to the cup instead of buying a proper lid. or the cup.
Well, you got to tell us the name of this clip.
Never. I would never do that.
Who the hell does that?
But coffee was spilling in the car. It was spilling on my clothes.
Well, of course. Look at this. Look at this hack job.
It was a complete hack job.
This is a what do you call that?
I don't know.
Handyman special.
I don't know. They picked up the wrong lids at the shop. I have no idea. But there you go. The lid that doesn't fit the cup.
If the lid doesn't fit, you must have quit. And so I was saying today, this is the Godfather of Gabagool here, Domenic Caruso, right? I don't know. You probably seen him on the show before. He's been on a couple times, and
never live though.
Never lied. But you know what? No, never lied. That's right, because we didn't have the videos before.
No, you should have gone videos a long time ago.
You're right.
I tried to tell you, but you got there.
Well, the problem is that this studio isn't set up for video.
You have to do your own.
You really got to.
So I'm assuming you got a YouTube channel happening now.
Oh yeah. I've got 60 or 70 shows on there now.
Perfect.
Yeah, and the problem is this isn't set up for video. That's why I have to bring in the boom. I have to get you right next to me over here, right?
Right.
And that kind of thing. Whereas before I was over there, and you got to set all this up. I mean,
well, you have more control. Before you had to wait to distribute your videos through the podcast.
Yeah, well, see that,
and now you're counting on someone else.
Yeah,
and now this is just you.
That's right. I do.
It's you doing it yourself.
So Domenic ran for city council before.
I did,
and I mean, we're going to talk about the current city council. What your thoughts are on it after we talk about the one thing that you were surprised at when you heard that Wayne Thompson stepped down.
I was surprised. Yeah, when I ran in 2018, I was looking for my sign. I must have chucked my sign. But my platform was the power of 5. That was my platform. I didn't run just for me. I ran on behalf of the general population, voting 5 new people in, because there's 8 people plus mayor. So 5 new people. You can control the show with 5 new people, mayor, no mayor. But I don't know how that works now, because since 2018, now there's the mayoral power. So that kind of trumps everything now. But I was looking for my sign, but we now, in effect, I just found out yesterday, I went to see my son's football game. He plays football at one of the local high schools. And I ran into Chris Dabrowski.
Yep.
And we chatted a little bit. He was talking to one of my friends. I almost didn't recognize him. Of course, he didn't recognize me with the beard. And he had let me know that he's back in on council. So I offered my congratulations and gave him a few tips and advice. One of the advice is don't engage with anybody on Facebook. It just opens up a can of worms. Chris, if you're listening, I mean it. I got your back there. But we now have 5 new people on council because Wayne Thompson, which I discovered about a week ago on Jim's post that he did, that he's retired.
Who's the 5? We don't have 5 new people.
We do. We got Chris Dabrowski.
He was there before. He's a retread.
Yes. But
he's recycled.
Yes. But hold on.
Okay.
Since 2018, then we got 2 new people, which was Chris and Lori.
Okay.
Then Chris lost the next election.
Yeah, he got thrown out.
And then we got Lori. I still consider Lori new.
Well, she's been there a while.
She's not part of the old, the old people that keep getting reelected. So to me, Lori's new. Then you got Baldinelli. He's new.
Yeah.
You got
Mona Patel.
Mona.
She's new.
You got the lady from Patterson. What's her name?
Oh, Van Nieuwesteg.
Yes, she's new. And now you got Chris back. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The only old people there are Wayne Campbell, the Wayne Campbell, Stranges, and Peter Angelo. That's it. Yeah. So we have 5 new people.
Well, Lori's not really new.
Well, but she's not. She's not.
That's a hard case to make.
Yeah, but she's not. Around. I think she's new.
Did she elected the same year you were running? Was that her first year?
That was her first year. Yeah, this is her second year. Second term. I think she's new. Because I was hoping to get 5 new people then. It took a little longer, but in my opinion, We have 5 new people. Still think Lori's new.
Meet the boss, say the old boss, same as the new boss. That's the problem. And but I want to say one thing about Domenic when he ran. He was a guy to unite city council. He wanted everybody. He wanted 5 new people, but he interacted with every candidate
I
on
did.
an equal basis. Not like I'm running against you.
I
It's
didn't
like,
run against any new person.
no, we're running for something, not against each other.
Rich Merlino
Yeah,
gave me
yeah,
a
yeah.
compliment after one of the meetings we had in Chippewa, and he said, "You know, Dominic, he lost that year too, unfortunately, after running so many years. But he said for the first time that he's run, I think he ran 3, 4, 5 elections. He says it's the first time he didn't feel like he was running alone because." I was looking at prior elections and I did some research on prior elections and before I ran while I was studying, the landscape of Facebook, because I'm new to Facebook. At 215 is when I joined, and I realized that the new people were fighting each other. That doesn't make any sense. You're all trying to get in. Why not work as a team to get in as a team as opposed to trying to remove individuals? You're trying to remove the entire team. So I united that. That was the only year I didn't run again. But again, in 2022, everybody was back to the old, that's going to attack every new person, except all these new people that are running, they don't have a track record. The only people that um, should get any criticism are the ones that have, in my opinion, ones that have a voting track record, and that's what you should be. That's what everybody should be discussing, not some guy because he did a post about who knows what that has never had experience on the council. I think I would have made a great council. I would have been a no person.
If you don't, why run?
I would have pushed a little bit on the staff, saying, you know what? When Wayne Thompson was mayor, he did a lot of pushing. Come back, come back, come back, come back, come back.
Yeah,
and he had those, and he had our tax rates low, the lowest in history. We haven't seen it again.
Who?
When Wayne was mayor, we had a lot of low rates. He pushed back, and the staff sharpened their pencils, and they came back with something that was reasonable.
Well, you know what's funny? We don't see that today on city council. The staff gets up there, the penguin, right? He gets up there, CAO, and he just says, this is what we need, and if you don't, we're going to shut down all the services.
Shut them down.
And well, that's what I'm saying.
Shut them all down.
These guys fold like cheap suits, though, and they're so afraid. Everybody's in this city, and a lot of cities, I'm just not talking about Niagara Falls. This is a general thing, is people have come with these expectations that they should have everything. And you know what? Whoever guaranteed any of us anything other than a safe city, a clean city, and good roads? That's what the city does, infrastructure and that kind of thing. We're not guaranteed swimming pools and tennis courts and pickleball courts and ghetto domes.
All those, in my opinion, when I was growing up, we didn't have any swimming for free. All those services should all be user paid. Yeah. Swimming, and swimming, ice rinks, using the pickleball courts, they should all be a fee for service.
And they should be available when times are good.
Yeah.
Right? We had good times when we were kids. There was lots of money flowing. There was more people working than not working. There wasn't any really homeless. I mean, everybody had a job when we were kids. I mean, our parents, if you didn't like your job, you just quit it and you had a job the next day. Yeah. That's when you can afford these luxuries of swimming pools and everything. But when time gets tight, like they have been for the last 5 years, say, right? We got to tighten our belt.
We need to tighten our belt right now, just like you would if you're at home running a family and raising a family, and you have one of the spouses loses their job. You reevaluate your financial situation immediately. You may opt not to buy those cookies and chips. You may opt not to go out that month. You adjust. You just don't magically make money appear. But with the power of taxation, there's an endless amount of money. You could just raise the taxes. That's the solution. And the solution is actually detrimental to the families that are suffering right now, and I don't think it's right.
Well,
Back in the 70s and 80s, when Wayne Thompson was the mayor, he was able to keep the tax rates low. Listen carefully, with no casino money.
and
Now we have casino money, and we can't, and we're having trouble keeping the tax rate low.
and also when the city was in trouble before the casinos came here, the city was going downhill. Our tourism was down. Our money coming into the city was down. We were in kind of a recession in Niagara Falls. We lost all our industry in the 70s, and then the tourist industry was going because of a lot of different things, economic conditions, and then it really got a kick in the ass in after 2000 and 2001 November 11th, right? Tourism kind of really took a crap, and we managed to get all through all that with Thompson, Celsi, and everybody else. So
Yeah, we lost a lot of things during September 11th.
yeah,
We lost the Blossom Festival Parade. Remember that?
yeah,
That was over. That was on
that was bad.
we lost that. All those people, all those bands that came to Niagara Falls from the United States just ended. It was the Blossom Festival Parade was comparable to the Santa Claus Parade in Toronto. It was spectacular.
It was.
We can't. I mean, Niagara Falls can't throw a parade. Just a couple of
gotta
people
say
on a float.
Yeah, they can't. This was
They
a big
can't do
deal.
a parade. But anyway, that's
Yeah, but I
a
mean,
little bit off
so
topic.
so that's what gets me about this current council. They fold too easily. They got to push back at these CAOs, these staff guys, because they'll take everything. They want everything. They want new trucks. They want new everything. But somebody's got to say no, no. And there's no reason when, like you said, we get over 20 million a year from the casinos, and we're no better off than any other city that gets nothing.
Well, the CAOs, it seems to have a lot of power.
He does
in Niagara Falls, and he's the boss. I don't know how much pull he has over council. I mean, he cannot fire anybody from council, so he has, that's one good thing.
No, he can't do that.
But council does have the power and the authority to direct council,
That's right.
the staff. Why they don't want to do that? Maybe they're afraid.
You want me to tell you?
It's a popularity. I don't know, but
You want me to tell you why?
I don't know.
Well, I'm going to tell you why. Because none of them are qualified to run a $170 million business. They aren't qualified to read the budget and figure it out. That's the bottom line. I think the only guy that was probably Vince Cario.
Vince Cario was good.
Yeah, I mean he ran a multi-million-dollar business, probably more than 170 million for his hotels and his enterprises. He knew business, but who we got on there?
Nobody.
Seriously, and I'm not.
You've got the what's the new I'm sorry.
She runs a business.
She runs a business.
But I think
she runs a big business.
Yeah, but
not a small
I think
business.
her husband maybe did a little bit more than her.
Well, it was her family business.
It was her family business.
He married her.
But I don't know.
But it's her family business.
Well, then she has no excuse. But
she's got no excuse.
But she's the one that said it's only $8 a month. What's that?
I heard that.
Yeah, it's only. I call her only $8.
Well, I came in last year with my bill. It wasn't on video.
I remember that.
Came in, and it wasn't. And then you and Chris were here, and I came in unannounced.
Yeah.
And like, I'm going in because I looked at my bill. It was more than $8 a month.
Oh yeah.
And I don't know, but you're right. There's a lot of inexperience. I think the most inexperienced person out there is Mona.
Yeah, and
she's a neighbor of mine from around the corner.
What experience does she have?
None. She's
a nincompoop.
I really liked her when she came to the door. Very friendly, nice smile. Yeah. I met her husband.
Phony baloney.
And well, she's lost my vote.
Oh yeah. Well, we gave her a triple F rating. But you know what? I'm not blaming any of them for this because they can't be engineers and they can't be planners and they can't be accountants and they can't be, people that they're normal people like us. So it's very hard for them to figure out the budget. So they lean on staff and then staff gives them the same. They stand up, they fearmonger. What are they going to do?
To me, when you have regular folk like those in, I mean, you have to use some common sense, and you have to also think that this tax increase is going to affect you. That's why we voted these people in.
Right.
So we voted people in that are like us. So you've got Lori, she's one of us, just a regular folk, no business. So you've got everybody in there that's new, has no business, except for Chris has a business. He's got
Dabrowski now.
He's got a comic con events.
Well,
My apologies, Chris. You have an events business. I apologize. I messed that up.
And memorabilia.
You've got the
memorabilia.
She's okay. That's great.
He's got the store memorabilia too.
I didn't know that. And then there's the other girl who's got the funeral home.
Yeah.
But the other three are just like us. Like, what's it? What does it take to say to the staff, we need to do better? Families are struggling. People don't have a lot of work. A lot of people. There's no jobs out there. Like,
well,
they're all $18 jobs. It's just in case anybody's wondering. Try to find a job today. They're $18 jobs. All call centers. There's just nothing out there. What's it take to say to the staff, we can't afford this? Find some efficiencies and come back. And when they come back, we couldn't find efficiency. Send them right back.
But
don't look at your calendar and say, oh, we need to get a budget by this and this. Delay it. They keep telling them to come back because there are efficiencies. We did the Wayne Thompson building, which we honored in his name for his long-term service to Niagara Falls. I got a story to tell about Wayne after we're done this.
Yeah, we're going to talk about Wayne.
But that's that building, in case anybody knows, it's already full. And on top of that, I've got family that work for this city, and there's no room for them. They're actually on a rotation where 3 people are sharing a cubicle. We're busting at the seams with staff. I have no idea why.
Well, because
I don't know if the staff are needed. I know that we're doing a lot of infrastructure and a lot of houses are going up. So I'm not sure what the justification is, but just so you know, that building is full.
Because every time one of the counselors stands up and said, let's look into this, Jason Burgess wants to hire more people to do it. We don't have time. Our staff don't have time to do that. If you want that done, we have to hire more people. That's the answer to that. And the answer to raising taxes when anybody protests, like Lori Lococo usually does. What happens is he gets up and says, we're going to have to cut services. That's the only thing. But I will give Jason Burgess, I call him the Penguin because of Burgess Meredith, the guy on the Batman that played the Penguin, Burgess Meredith. So his name is Jason Burgess. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's why I call him the Penguin. But that's my nickname for him. But anyway, the reason that I got to give him credit, though. He said we can cut $250,000. They said you have to cut $1 million up, find $1 million over the next year. Came back with $250,000 by moving the fire dispatch to St. Catharines. And they said no. City Council said no. We want to keep it in-house. Even though they could save $250,000 plus another $800,000 on equipment.
They don't want to find efficiencies.
So if you want to find
that tells you right there, they're not interested in finding efficiencies.
So Jason has got his work cut out because every time he comes up with something, they turn it down.
Right, but we should also have a no phone policy. I'm sure that 50% of the staff are buying who knows what on Kijiji. Does Kijiji even exist? Like, maybe put your phones down, stop communicating with your kids during the day who can't have their phones on their person anymore at school, and helicopter parenting everybody, and maybe you'll find some efficiencies. I mean, it seems like today the younger generation aren't as efficient as us. Well, we did it. We were efficient. We made it work. We put the time in. We did what we had to do. But unfortunately, some people are home. Well, what are they doing at home? Are they doing their laundry?
No, they're supposed to be working. But
they're supposed to be working, but they're probably doing their laundry, preparing dinner. Who knows what they're doing in between their daily tasks? We don't know that. I'm not saying that anybody is, but every year we're hiring new staff because staff doesn't have time. They got time. I think we need to put more monitoring.
Well, I mean, they got to work efficiently. You're right.
They got to work efficiently. They're not working efficiently.
Of course not. They work for the city.
They work for the city, where it's an endless bucket of money.
Yep, that's it. Let me get to my second sponsor, Hamilton Glowstone Lighting. Now, If you've ever gotten in a neighborhood and you've seen these beautiful lights on a house and you go, wow, are they ever nice? And you don't see any cords or anything, it's probably Hamilton Glowstone lighting, track lighting. They put in, it's permanent outdoor lighting. This stuff is beautiful. Once you put it up, it's controlled by your phone. You got a million different colors. So we're coming to the season now where people are decorating for Halloween. They're decorating for Christmas, red and green, orange, whatever you want. They build them in zones so you can control the zones and whatever colors you want up there. No more climbing ladders, none of that. Domenic, LED lights. So they're nice and efficient on power. They're not going to suck up all your power and spin your meter like a top. They're all professionally installed. No more plugs and that kind of thing. They're all soldered, impervious to dust, impervious to water. So you don't have to worry about them blowing up or anything like that. And all professionally installed, so they look beautiful. They also have a lifetime warranty because they're so confident in their product. How can you beat that? They make your house more valuable. They light up your walkways, make your house safer. Hamilton Glowstone Lighting is who you want to call. And I tell you, you should call them right away. This is the time of year they get really busy. Colin's going to be out on the road doing estimates and putting up this track lighting for Christmas. People don't want to climb ladders anymore. They're sick of it. Call Colin Buckborough, the owner. He's at 289-969-1797. That's 289-969-1797. Get Colin over there, give you a free estimate, put them up. And if you want to Griswold your house, they have available financing. So don't worry about it. A small monthly payment will get you the lights that you want. Tell them Paul from Your City, Your Voice sent you. You'll be happy. I'll be happy. And I thank you for supporting our sponsor. Back to Domenic over here. So let's get to Wayne Thompson. Wayne retired, and I always say I don't remember a time when there wasn't a Wayne Thompson on City Council. He started in 1968.
Well, there was, because he stepped down once.
He stepped down
and
once,
and then he got beat by the real estate guy.
Yeah, and he came back to be an alderman after those times, or to be mayor again too. So, yeah, I mean, you're right about that. There was times when he wasn't there, but
he always stepped away, and then he stepped away for a few years.
Yep,
and then he came back.
He had to.
Well, that's another story. and then he got beat by real estate.
Yeah, Ted Salsi, great guy. Love Ted Salsi.
You know, my thing is Wayne's now retired. Let's say something nice instead of picking on the guy.
Oh, no, we are. I mean, like I say, I said I don't remember time, and you brought up all the other stuff.
Well, like you said, you don't remember a time. I had to say there was a time. There were 2 times.
But I try to be nice.
Well, I'm a fact. We have to fact check.
Everybody corrects me when I try to do
now you can do the Trump's vice president. I didn't know you were going to fact check.
Yeah, I didn't. Yeah. Well, that was another thing. We'll talk about that if we have time.
But I do have a story about Wayne Thompson. My most fond memory of Wayne Thompson.
Okay.
So you had Felix Pingue went around all to the Niagara Falls Italian clubs, and there were maybe 20 of them. I don't know if people knew that. Marconi Hall used to be an Italian club.
Yeah.
Marconi Hall.
Marconi.
He went around and he sold a dream. And the dream was one club, one Sons of Italy for everybody. And he successfully was the main fundraiser and one of the founders of Club Italia.
He was.
The first picnic of the Club Italia picnic was held at Queenston Heights. The year before Club Italia's was finally built.
Okay.
I don't remember the year, so I apologize on that. I was just a little kid. But I remember it was an election year, that summer. And Wayne Thompson was running for mayor. And 2 men, had Wayne Thompson on their shoulders. One on this side.
Like the king.
And he came in a 3-piece suit, guys. And I wish there was a picture, because I don't have it. And I wish Jim Diodati had it, because he would have posted it. And maybe, Jim, if you're listening, you can look for this picture. You won't believe what happened. They paraded him in at the Club Italia picnic during the pole climbing contest in a three-piece suit. They they hoisted Wayne Thompson onto a grease pole into wearing a three-piece suit. It was amazing to see. Amazing to see a little man. He was taller than me at the time, but this little man, compared to all those other men, hoisted onto this grease pole wearing a three-piece suit. I can see him as if it was yesterday.
Did he climb it?
He didn't. He slid right down, but he ruined his suit, and he won that year. But it was one of those memories that I'll never forget. It's imprinted. And then the following week, we went to St. Anne's Hall, and we had some treats, and with one of my cousins, Joe Farrell, and he took us there, and we had some treats in support of Wayne Thompson running for mayor, and of course he won that.
Yeah, there's a million stories about Wayne, and you know what? I always liked the guy. I mean, every time I talked to Wayne, if I needed anything, he'd help me out. He was a pretty good guy. When I ran,
he always returned phone calls.
Yeah, when I ran for
it
city
doesn't
council,
matter.
Though,
he
didn't like
returned
me
phone
too
calls.
much.
When you ran?
Yeah, when I ran for city council, he didn't like me too much. He actually got up in the city council meeting and told the people from Glenview not to vote for me.
Oh.
I was hammering him and Puttick so bad, and because we lost the Price Club and we lost the tire recycler and the guys down there. It was funny, but
yeah, there were a few mistakes made.
I know
we should have had the Price Club is now what's it called? Costco.
Yeah, Costco. Yeah,
but it should have been across the street from the dump.
Yeah, they wanted on Mewburn Road there, and then
they squashed it and it went to St. Catharines. Yeah. We could have had Costco here a long time ago.
Well, that was a Branscombe deal. He got up there and started saying they should put it on my land, but Costco didn't want his land. The Price Club, they didn't want that land. They like to be on the highway, if you noticed. And
that was on that. It was there. That was still empty property.
But Basciano owned it. See, he wanted it on his plan where the old Canadian Tire was on Montrose Road. You couldn't see it from the highway.
Yeah.
So they squashed that, and then a month later they decided that we're going to okay it. And the Price Club said, too late. We're in St. Catharines. We found a perfect place, and the rest is history over there. But that was fun. And Wayne was a good guy. I got along great with Wayne, and I'm sad to see him retire. Really, he brought a lot to city council. But
when I fell during the pandemic and broke my bicep and my hip, he called me. So yeah,
there you go.
He's a good guy.
He
didn't have to call me.
No.
And there's limitations as what they could do because you're fighting one of the insurance guys, but. I don't know. All I have to say is if anyone from city council is listening, I sold insurance for 25 years and I fell. The city didn't take care of me. The whole purpose of insurance is to pay legitimate claims. If you can't pay legitimate claims, you have no business administrating your own insurance. But that's my opinion. Fighting good people who are putting in a legitimate claim. I mean, you can't get more legitimate than x-rays that you busted an arm and broke a hip. That's pretty legitimate.
Would you fall on the sidewalk?
Yeah, in 2021.
Oh, right on.
It was a disaster.
Yeah, and they didn't pay a claim.
Nope, they said sue me.
Oh, okay.
The insurance guy.
Nice. It's your sidewalk. They want me to shovel that sidewalk too.
Well, the kicker is 2 years after I fell, 2 years and 2 months, they got around to spraying where I fell. They didn't spray, and I told them you need to spray this, but I guess spraying it would have admitted guilt. So they would rather someone else fall. But 2 years and 2 months after the limitation period was over, they sprayed it.
They sprayed it so you can see it. They put the orange on it.
Yeah, that was pretty sad. But
there you go.
That's the way the city hall treats people with legitimate claims.
Yeah.
Once you have to investigate all claims, but once you determine it's a legitimate claim, you should be either, you should compensate something reasonable. And I wasn't asking for $1 million.
Oh, that would have been nice.
But no, I wasn't asking for $1 million.
They got lots of money over there. They got 80 million hanging around. They don't know what to do with it.
No.
But yes, yeah, happy retirement, Wayne. Right?
Happy retirement, Wayne. I wish you all the best, long life.
Yep.
Wayne Campbell, if you're listening, maybe consider retiring.
He's the next one.
He needs to. You know what? You're a great guy, Wayne. You've had, you've always been nice to me. You're always nice to the public. I always, when when I think of you, I think of your daughter. I can't imagine losing a daughter, and I have a lot of respect for you. But you have to now take care of yourself. Take it easy. And if you're listening, you should really consider stepping down. Not that you're a bad counselor. You're not. It's because you need to take care of yourself.
Yeah, message from the Godfather of Gabagool. But
you can't give your life to this. Even Wayne Thompson is stepping down.
Well,
voluntarily.
What I say to these guys is, listen, all the great ones reach an expiry date. Wayne Gretzky did. Mickey Mantle did. Everybody, they reach a time when they just can't do the job anymore, whether it's hitting home runs or sitting on council making decisions, or even getting to a meeting is tough. Like when you're
with Wayne Campbell, it's hard for him to. I don't think he drives. Does he drive?
I don't think so.
So his wife has to drive. Well, that's you're now at a point where you say, you know what, I'm going to just relax. Maybe consider going on vacation, traveling.
And you can't do the job.
You can't do the job.
It's not fair to the constituents.
Whether he can do the job, it's too much on his body.
Yeah, he just
it's now getting to a point where he needs you need to step back and just look after yourself.
Yeah, and I mean, let somebody else in there. You've been there a long time. You served.
I didn't run. I ran in 2018, and I didn't run in 2022. Because I was scheduled for hip surgery, because it took a year to get the hip surgery. So I don't know what it is about people running when they're sick. Like, I mean, I could have ran. I wanted to run, but I didn't. I felt that I needed to take care of myself. I was going for hip surgery 1 month after the election. I didn't know if I was going to. Every surgery is give and take. They're all dangerous. Even pregnancy, you were delivering. But delivering a baby, anything could happen.
Anything can happen.
So you know what? I didn't run because I needed, and I knew after the surgery I would be off for a few months, and I didn't want to be that burden. I didn't want to be that guy. So I decided not to run, and I didn't run. Whether maybe I'll run in the future, I don't know, but. I decided I'm not going to run, but people are running. They got this pain. They got cancer. They got MS. I don't know what
they should relax and take care of themselves.
They should relax and take care of themselves. Why are you running? But that's me.
No, it's just like one of those things. They do it every year.
If you're not 100%, you shouldn't be running.
It's like pro athletes. They outlive their career. They don't want to give it up. They outlive their career, and then they're no good, and they retire terrible.
That's because they're bad at budgeting, so they have to maintain.
I think
they're trying to maintain their luxury lifestyle instead of adjusting, so they want to hang on and score 10 goals a year.
Yeah, some do, but others they don't know of a life without. It's like why people become teachers. They've gone to school all their life. They don't know what to do when September hits around, so they become a teacher. Now they're going to school for the rest of their life. That's the lifestyle they've become used to, I guess. I don't know. So what do you think about this? Let's get into another thing here. What do you think about this $35 parking pass Mayor Jim has come up with? Did you hear about that?
I believe I saw it after. It's funny. The way I look at Facebook like this. When I see someone's post that I like, I review the post, and then I look back at the last 10 posts that they do. I do that for everybody. For some reason, sometimes I miss a birthday or a celebration. So, you post something, I'm creeping you for 10 posts, just so you know. I did see.
Mine are interesting.
I did see a video from Jim, and if if I've got it right, it's $35 for two spaces, for two streets, for 2 hours. So you can choose, if I've got this right, Queen Street and Victoria Avenue. That's two.
No.
I got it wrong.
You got it wrong.
What is it? I thought he said two streets for
No,
2 hours.
Two per household. You can get. I think it's good for two cars.
Are you sure? Seguro.
Yeah. And what the
I got
deal
it
is?
wrong.
You can park at any city street where there's parking.
Any
meters.
city street.
Yes. Any city street for 2 hours where there's parking meters, but you cannot park in lots. So you can't go down, like, say, behind Yanks there, you know, the big lot there by Yanks.
So you can't go to a
Parking there.
city parking lot?
No.
Why is that?
Well, you have to ask Mayor Jim. That's just the condition they put on it.
Well, then that's wrong.
Well,
I don't like it.
Here's even.
I think if you're paying, probably spraying stuff,
yeah,
which is why my garden's been
crap
since 2019.
Yeah,
I can't even get a bee to show up.
You could,
but if you're paying for parking and it's 2 hours, you should be allowed to park on any city parking space, whether it's
yes.
on the street or in
a lot.
park. It's the same coffer.
Well, how about this? Let me ask you this. What do you think of this idea? That because we have the casino, whereas we have to put up with tourists most of the year now, whereas the traffic is insane in this city, why not just put a nice parking ticket in every tax bill for everybody in the city? If you need it, you use it. If you don't want to use it, you don't have to. No $35. Don't nickel and dime us. Don't pick our pockets anymore. Wouldn't that be a nice bonus for the citizens of Niagara Falls? Am I out of line with that or what?
I think that would be difficult to administer. Something like that.
Why? You just put
they can't even get the budget right. Now you're going to ask the staff to do something else?
You put a little thing in they said they owe me a tax bill anyway. Why not put a little card in there, a little voucher in there with I get parking for a year on any
because then you won't be able to send in 1 month's time. Jim's going to be putting out a provide a gift for a kid who can for Christmas and we'll forgive your ticket. It's going to mess everything up. I don't know.
I think it's a nice perk for those people in there.
I don't know. I don't think it's a good idea.
We got hit by 5%. We got hit by 8%. We're getting hit by another 4% this year.
I'm worried this year.
Right? 4%, maybe more. They're looking at 4%. And then that's not including the wastewater and waste management, not including transportation, Transit Niagara, which cost us double. It was supposed to be the same as when we had it. Wouldn't that be a $35?
I don't know. And nobody investigates. There's never an investigation. Like we were told to switch trend. We were sold on switching. Like we were sold on a lot of things. We were sold, and I still remember because I voted yes for the casino. We were told that our taxes. We were sold on the idea of saying yes to the Casino Niagara, and we would be like Vegas. Taxes would be next to nil. And now, well, that never happened. Then we got two. Now we don't just have one casino, we have two, and still taxes are not next to nil. So, I mean, who sold us on that idea? Of course, I hate to say it because he just retired, Wayne Thompson. But, that's just, where is that money? Now, they're asking us for more money. Now Chris is back in. I like everybody on council. There isn't anybody I have anything to say with. Chris and I. We had a great conversation, but I hope that whoever's listening to this on council that think of me. I got a family. Just like you've got kids, and think of their families, right? I'm saying consider the families that got one job or two jobs, raising a family that got kids that are at university. These kids, they just don't want, a lollipop. They want cars. They want phones. They want data. Consider all this when you're presented with a budget and wants and needs by the city staff. There's nothing wrong or offensive by saying to the staff, sharpen your pencil and come back with something better. I think everybody can live with 1% and 2%. Everybody can live with that. But hitting them up with 8%, 9%, 10%, or playing the game that they come back high and then you're shooting them low like you're negotiating at a flea market. I mean, some people might buy that show, but I mean, I'm at an age where I don't buy that display or that show. I mean, it's time to let the staff send out a memo, come back with something. They should be coming to you with, we're thinking about 3%, and you guys should be asking for 2%. Not, we're going to come in with 13%, and you guys are trying to fight for 8%. I mean, that's just, to me, it's just a show. I don't buy that. I look at that and I just roll my eyes. It's all a show. It's all presentation. It's all marketing. It's all salesmanship. It's very polished, and I see that in a lot of the councils. And Jim, he's a great salesman. You have to be a great salesman, not just a politician. You have to sell your ideas. You know, if you're trying to get your child to eat broccoli, you're a salesperson. You're selling the idea. Everybody's a salesperson. It's all marketing and presentation. I'm not buying any of the marketing. It's all smoke and mirrors, in my opinion.
Okay, let me get to my third sponsor, right? Victoria Avenue Pete's Pizza. You like pizza, right?
I like pizza.
And you probably make it homemade.
I make it occasionally on a stone oven. Pizza, yes.
Well, you don't have to anymore. Just go to Victoria Avenue Pete's Pizza. They make a tremendous pizza. Mike worked in an Italian restaurant for 15 years. And he uses the Mancini family recipe from Pete's Pizza. It's a franchise, but just a regional franchise, a local franchise.
Who owned Mancini?
The Mancini family in St. Catharines.
Oh, okay.
Right, Reno. They opened the first one on Ontario Street.
Pete's Pizza.
Pete's Pizza on Victoria Avenue. And Mike, being in an Italian restaurant, knows how to make a pizza. He uses the family recipe for the dough, uses the family recipe for the sauce, which is very good. And he also understands the ratio of cheese to sauce. Because there's an art to making a good pizza.
There is.
You got to admit that. Well, he knows how to do it. And the pizzas that come out of his oven are very good. They even have cornmeal on the bottom.
That's important. A lot of people don't think it is.
Oh, I love that.
But it keeps your pizza from sweating in the box.
There you go.
Because it creates just enough cushion. Some people haven't discovered that. So you go to a pizzeria and they give you perforated cardboard inside the cardboard. They don't need to do that. All you got to do is buy the cornmeal.
Yeah.
The cornmeal will absorb, because it's cornmeal, it's like a flour. It will absorb any of the moisture. So it actually it's probably more cost efficient to do that.
Yeah, exactly. And I love the cornmeal on the pizza. So they don't only have pizza, though. They have poutine subs. They have everything, a whole menu, whatever you
They got like steak subs,
steak subs, and that. And they're really good. Now, what he's done, Mike, is he's opened his doors later at night, because a lot of times things are closed in Niagara Falls when you get to
pizzerias are now closed at 9:00.
Well, he opens till midnight, Sunday to Thursday.
He cleans up,
and 2 a.m. on Friday and Saturday. So after you go out for a couple drinks, you want a pizza? Hey, there you go. You got to soak up the alcohol. Pete's Pizza, Victoria Avenue. That's where you want to go. They have all the toppings and everything. They're good. I usually get what's called the Canadian. It's got bacon crumble and mushrooms and that.
The Canadian.
The Canadian pizza. But it's better than the Hawaiian. I won't eat a Hawaiian.
Never. Oh my goodness.
But he makes a hell of a Hawaiian too. I've seen it. Anyway, you got to call Pete's Pizza. How do you get a pizza from Pete's Pizza on Victoria Avenue? Well, you call 905-374-2222 or go to pete'spizzavictoria.ca and you can order it right online. How about that? pete'spizzavictoria.ca. Order it right online. Go pick it up. Your pizza awaits you. And they have panzerotti, and I love panzerotti. And you know what? Get this. 40th anniversary this year of Pete's Pizza, and they're offering 2 medium pizzas with 3 toppings on each for $25.
Is there panzerotti deep fried? Because if it's not, then it's a calzone.
Yeah, whatever it is. They call it a panzerotti, but
I know. Panzerottis
It
are
might be deep fried.
deep fried.
It might be. I haven't had one.
Calzones are baked.
Yeah, I haven't had one.
A
So
stromboli is rolled.
I love stromboli too.
Stromboli's the best.
It's rolled.
It's rolled, and it doesn't get that panzerotta, which means the air, because it's open on both ends.
So I've got to go and I'm going to get a panzerotti from there, and then I'll tell you whether it's deep fried. But either way, call Mike. Go get your pizza. Tell him Paul from your city, your voice sent you, and he'll be happy. I'll be happy, and thank you for supporting our sponsors.
We got to work on Paul Kalamir's. You know, he's got ancestors from New York, but it's panzerotta and it's Gabagool.
No, it's Gabagool, mozzarella.
All New York. He's a New Yorker, folks.
You call your sauce?
I'm exposed.
You call it sauce or gravy?
I call it sugo.
It's gravy. What's the matter with you? Forget about it.
You have my daughter, who's 17. She corrects my wife all the time.
Zugo. Well, you know, that's the Americanization of
I know. I'm just teasing.
And soprasato.
Digs amongst friends are allowed.
That's it. That's the
You hearing me, Mr. Mancuso? Bruins fan?
Yeah.
Digs amongst friends are allowed.
He's like a Mitigani. Anyway, so the pass, I say, I'll pass. I'm paying $35 for the pass, and I put it in my tax bill as a nice reward for being a citizen of Niagara Falls.
Yeah, I don't like the idea either. I don't like the idea.
Yeah, I don't like them. I hate when they pocket pick us, you know? Like for $35 lousy, Jim, put one in my
They charge you even for downtown. We're trying to revitalize downtown.
Yeah.
And they decided during the pandemic, well, we're gonna start charging people to park here. It's so bad downtown. There's not even a bank downtown. They all left. We got a empty parking lot across the street that's supposed to be I don't know what anymore.
It should be free parking, but they took it out and put a meteor crater in there.
It's just it looks to me like it's a reminder that we failed.
That's right. I never thought of it, but we did.
That was supposed to be for affordable housing.
Yes.
Well, we failed. That's a reminder now that we failed.
We didn't fail.
Every time I go to the Gale Center, I always think we failed. That should have been downtown.
We didn't fail. Somebody failed, but it wasn't me and you or any other citizen of Niagara Falls.
Well, and it wasn't Don Cherry who came down. Don Cherry, can you imagine?
But he wanted to build something there?
Mr. Coach, the Godfather of hockey, showed up to Little Niagara Falls.
To do what?
To sell us on the idea of building a proper arena so we can host the Niagara Ice Dogs and the Niagara basketball. What's that basketball team called? Niagara, I
don't know. We don't have one.
But they're both got the
River Lions.
The Niagara River Lions.
That's what it's called.
The Niagara Ice Dogs and the Niagara River Lions are playing in St. Catharines. They're not called the St. Catharines Ice Dogs and the St. Catharines River Lions. So those teams were made for Niagara Falls, but they got nowhere to play.
Yeah, good point. Another failure.
We are paying, if we're still paying, the taxpayers are paying the mortgage on the Gale Center, where the St. Catharines taxpayers are paying zero because they have two tenants, the Niagara Ice Dogs and the Niagara River Lions. So two tenants, they're paying the mortgage. The taxpayers of St. Catharines are paying zero. We dropped the ball. Big.
Another failure.
Yeah. Number one, the arena should have been built here, which I talked about during when I ran into it. And the arena should have been built bigger to house professional or semi-professional sports.
Yeah, and I said that on my show before, is like I congratulated St. Catharines because their downtown is thriving.
Thriving.
Of course it is, because they got the performing arts downtown instead of the exchange on the other end of town.
And they got two walkway bridges
to the arena
from downtown. Right. So when people park downtown on the street or in the parking garages,
they can get right to the arena.
They're going to be passing 10 bars, and they're going to have their specials. They're going to stop in for a beer. Nobody wants to go home.
Well, that's what I did.
All
When
the
I went
boys
to
wanted, yeah.
I went to a game. We stopped in downtown, parked on
100%.
St. Paul, went into a bar, had a couple beers, then walked over to the game.
Because Paul's not in a hurry to get back to his wife. We're all the same. He wants to say, you know what? The game finished early, no overtime. Let's pop a few beers.
Let's go to for a brewski. Were my exact words. But yeah, so I mean, and I just said that I was talking about that a couple of weeks ago, where they built that, and I congratulated them because they built their downtown up by bringing in these kind of things. And what do? We put everything over there, which is not by downtown. We put the exchange down. That should have been down here, the market. You want to revitalize downtown, you got to put something there that will draw people down here, Domenic.
Tim Hortons.
Is this common sense?
Tim Hortons is almost located at every 10 corners, 10 blocks. You can find a Tim Hortons in Niagara Falls. They're not even interested in building there. It's a ghost town. They're not even interested. There's nothing there.
Nothing except
not even a cup of coffee. Not even a cup of coffee.
Well, you got the cafes down here, a couple of cafes and that too. So
would have been we wouldn't have had to do anything to fix downtown if we would have put that arena.
Yeah, right on.
It would have just fixed itself.
Yeah, it would have fixed itself.
It would have just fixed itself. There would have been people coming in here, going to a lot of these old thrift shops and saying, we'll give you $1 million to move out because we want to be a part of this action.
Yeah, right on.
Because that's what happens. Because there's a realtor in St. Catharines. I forget his name. He's from Thorold. And he's doing a lot of... He's with Remax, and I don't know the name, but you might, because you know a lot of people. But he is buying. He buys a lot of the businesses that are failing, big bucks, and revitalizing them, and then selling them.
Good for him. That's what you
need.
A
lot. He is taking advantage. No, it's not been down. Nobody's buying down here.
Okay, on that note, we got to get out of here. It's 1:00. But I thank everybody for listening. I thank the Godfather of Gabagool for coming in today. The Sultan of Salami. I've got a million names for Domenic, but a great guy. And he's as true as the day is long. What he says, he means, and he feels. And that's a good thing about Domenic.
I try to be as respectful as I can when I share my opinion. So if I've offended anyone, I apologize.
If I've offended anyone, too bad. That's the difference between me and Domenic. Have a great day, everybody. Thank you for listening in. Don't forget to support our sponsors, Wild Bill's Auto Repair and Body Shop, Hamilton Glowstone Lighting, and Victoria Avenue, Pete's Pizza. Don't forget, subscribe to the video. This will be on YouTube later. Subscribe to the video. Give us a thumbs up or a thumbs down, and give us some comments and tell us what you thought of what we said, what the show's all about. And we'll be glad to answer them on the next show. Have a great day, everybody. Enjoy the weather. We're getting some nice weather this weekend. This is what I call Indian summer. Am I allowed to say that?
No.
Okay, I can't say that anymore. Indigenous summer. We'll talk to you later. Have a great day. Love you all. God bless.